So we started out this year, and I've been here, we came in February, I believe, and we talked about the Make a Difference with Multipure. That was our theme for the year. And when we discussed making a difference, we realized how much you as distributors and builders of Multipure have made a difference in the business for so long. So many of you have been in for 30 years, are very close to that, and it's your passion to tell people how wonderful Multipure is, and you change lives with the information that we have. You change lives because you're telling people how to get better, cleaner, healthier water, how to stay hydrated better, and also if they need to make a little extra income, they're making a difference by helping them learn how they can earn some extra income. So there are all kinds of ways that you make a difference. One of the ways that Multipure makes a difference is with the Pure Foundation. And the Pure Foundation, we have some little packets in the back. A lot of you have gotten those at the last meeting, so if you have already, then don't worry about it. But if you haven't, you can stop by and pick one up on your way out. It tells about the Pure Foundation, how it got started, and some different fundraising activities that you can do with the Pure Foundation in order to get some funds towards that. Basically what we do is we go to different cities, usually that's where we're doing a convention or something that year, and help a school or an organization that is involved with children and we install clean drinking water systems for them so that they don't have to worry about buying bottled water or things like that forever for the rest of their time. The most recent one that we had done was the Boys and Girls Club in Flint. And I tell you, that was such, every time I say it, I get chills thinking about it. It was such an amazing, incredible experience because you hear about it on the news, and until you actually go there, you really don't understand. You don't understand the full impact of what is going on. But we spent a couple of days, took out the old systems, put the new systems in, and they were so joyful, so appreciative, and they understood how important what we did for them, the importance of that. It made them, because you have to think, this is a community, and they're already kind of struggling financially and have all these things going on, and you're in America and you're living like in a third world country. You feel like you're treated like you're not important. And for us to take the time to go out there and show them that we care, and they don't have to worry about this. One thing they don't have to worry about is having clean water. And Kenton just went back this last week. He was there this week changing out filters. If you guys are on Facebook, I would encourage you to sign up for the Multipure's Facebook page. He documented, he changed out the filters, and they were so dirty. And I think that was at the 6-month mark. I think Mark had gone out, our engineers had gone out at 6 months after the fact and changed them. So there were so much debris and stuff in their pipes. He changed them out, was training the staff on how to make sure everything was, changed, and it was just an incredible experience. But that's what we do. We go back. Not only do we give them new filters in their systems, we change them. Every year they get new filters, or 6 months depending on how much they need it. And so the Pure Foundation funds that. And so if you donate a unit, or if you buy one of the Make a Difference water bottles or a t-shirt, or just give $10 as you can, or whatever, your time, that goes directly towards the Pure Foundation helping these kids. So it's an amazing experience. So I want to ask, we haven't really talked about this too much in the meetings. It's been about 6 months since we started the Make a Difference tour. Has anybody had any personal experience they want to talk about ways that they've made a difference or seen someone making a difference, either with Multipure or just in general in your communities? Does anybody like to share a story? It doesn't have to be anything huge, but go ahead.
I don't know if this is relevant, but I installed a water filter in my son's school for his 4th grade teacher because I thought, well, this is good, and I don't trust the water, and so.
That is very relevant. That's very relevant. It is exactly those kind of things. It doesn't have to be a huge, magnanimous thing. It can be just a simple sharing the information with people. You're making a difference every time that you make a connection with people. I want to tell a little story. Yesterday I was at the airport coming over here to the meeting, and I was running to rush to the airport. I left my house later than I thought. I lived 10 minutes from the airport, and of course, when you live closer, you think I'm going to. And I'm like sweating it, trying to get there, getting my bags, getting through. And I get in after all the stress, and it's like, oh, your flight's only 2 hours. It's like, oh. So, you know, that's the frustrating part. And I have the spin wheel, which is this big, and I have a suitcase, which is this big. I'm like trying to get it through, and nobody's helping me. Nobody's asking help. Of course, when you have something like that, you don't see a cart anywhere to put the car in. It's like, oh, come on, people. So I'm like struggling, and obviously, and this young Hispanic man, he's walking through, he has a sandwich and a drink in his hand, and he walks by and he says, "Can I help? Do you need help?" And he said, "Do you mind if I help you?" And I said, "I would love you to help me." And I said, "Can you help me just get my bags to the Southwest Gate?" And he said, "Sure." So he takes one of the bags, and I have one, and we walk, and we're talking as we're going. And he was there, he was interviewing for a second job at the airport. He's going to make sandwiches because he has 2 daughters and one on the way, and he needed some extra income and things like that to try to make ends meet. And he was such a polite gentleman. He was just so nice, and he's probably early 20s, he just carried himself so well, and I thought he's going to go places. We get to the thing, and I gave him, gave him some money and told him what I do. So, maybe he'll be a Multipure distributor one day, and he don't have to work at a sandwich shop. But I gave him, $10, and he goes, "Oh, no, I don't want to take that. I don't need that for helping you." And I said, "I know." I said, "It's not about you, it's about me." I said, "You take this for your kids and for your family, because it'll make me happy." I said, "You don't know how much what you just did helped me and meant to me." I mean, it's those little connections. Hundreds of people walked by me, didn't say anything. They might have thought about it, but they didn't take the action. And he did, and that will always be a bright, shining point. That's how you can make a difference, just those little gestures.
I just wanted to share this. First of all, a lot of you know Dr. Joe Nasira, and I got a call this morning from Africa. Just good timing because they would be here if they were here. But it's a good example of how I happen to meet them and happen to tell them what I do, and they are vegan cooks, and they're they're exploring the world, helping people eat better, cook better. Multipure is now part of their entire presentation. They tell them to send their love, and that's a perfect example of an interaction that has become a wonderful part of my life.
You never know where these little places are going to take you, but never be afraid to reach out. If you see someone struggling, help them. If you see someone that needs a smile, give them a smile. It doesn't have to be, like I said, you don't have to give $1,000 or do this, or, that's nice if you can, but it doesn't always have to be that way. You're making a difference just by being a positive influence in people's lives. So that's what we're focusing on this year, is ways to make a difference. And we're talking about, in this presentation, about the troubled waters that we have in the country, that we have a simple solution for protecting your health that we are here to talk about, and how making a difference is our business. America has some of the best sanitation systems in the world. We know this. We hear about it all the time, how much worse it is in other places. But even with the best of systems, there's no way that it can be perfect. There's all kinds of contamination issues, infrastructure issues that keep it from being really the best that it can be. And there's contaminants come in contact with your water. So even as good as it is, there's a lot of room for improvement. And this is how important clean, healthy water is. Kelly Reynolds, she was a speaker. She's a doctor at University of Arizona, and she's a environmental microbiologist. Just fascinating woman. But she said that the life expectancy since the 1900s has increased about 5 years on medical intervention, like medical breakthroughs and things like that. The life, about 5 years is a good average. But for the clean drinking water system, water sanitation and health, has increased life expectancy by 25 years. That tells you how important clean, healthy water is right there. No amount of medicine or anything else you take will help you if you have dirty water. So that's something to remember. And part of the problem with the contamination of the water is it exposes you to toxins that cause cancer. 1 in 3 men and 1 in 4 women are likely to have cancer in their lifetime. That's incredible odds, terrible odds. With prostate cancer being the most common in men and breast cancer the most common in women. And these are things that are strictly related to cancer, to water, to drinking water. The 2010 study from the Silent Springs Institute, which does breast cancer research, said one of the best things you can do to help protect yourself from possible cancer-causing contaminants is do not drink tap water, to drink filtered water. And it goes in more specifically not to drink just filtered water, but solid carbon block filtered water, the extra layer of protection that we offer in our system. So it's big. These are companies that have gone out there. This is what they do. How do we prevent these things? The Presidential Advisory Council did a study in 2013 that came to the same conclusion. If you want to protect yourself from cancer-causing contaminants, do not drink tap water. They say, do not drink tap water. When I was in the Capitol building Monday of this week, I did a tour in Washington, D.C. And I went to the bathroom and I took a picture of it. It had a thing over the bathroom sinks, do not drink water, lead in water, and a big sign. So I'm going to write my congressman, and I haven't had a chance this week, but I'm going to next week and talk about, we have your state representative from Nevada, we have Multipure, but I was just shocked. And I come out and my husband was waiting outside and I said, why are we going to take pictures in the bathroom? That was his first question. He goes, I've never taken a picture in the bathroom. Oh, you see interesting stuff in there. But I was just shocked. I mean, here we are at the Washington, D.C., the capital of our country, and they have a big sign, do not drink the water. And they had little Culligan waters around the place, little 5-gallon things that were empty. I was like, I was just my nightmare. So we had an intern taking us around, and I was like, okay, I'm writing a letter when I get back. So we got to solve that situation. But it's everywhere. It is every place that you go. It's a scary thing. So most contaminants have a negative health effect.
Can I ask a quick question? Okay, so I have a filter. I drink filtered water, but do you know of any safe tap water for people? I mean, you have to be realistic that I know it's important to drink filtered water, but like every blue moon, like if I'm really, really thirsty and I'm somewhere that I don't have a filter and I'm like, I'm just gonna drink this, and then I feel straight. I'm like, should I be really risking?
What I have to say is the thing about tap water is it has chlorine and chloramines, things like that. It's not necessarily safe for long-term use. I can't say that it's good because these studies show that it's not good for long-term use. If you are thirsty, you're dehydrated, and you don't have any other options, then by all means. I mean, a limited exposure will probably be okay for you as long as it doesn't have bacteria or something in it at that moment. But for long-term, everyday use, I would say no. And the studies prove, even the government study said don't drink tap water. And obviously they mean, if you're not going to die if you drink glass immediately, anything like that. But they don't want you to be in the habit because your body, it builds up in your body over time if you do it on a regular basis. So that's basically, if you were to do it for a day or two, you'd be fine probably. I don't want to say that for sure, but more than likely.
Not if you're a child.
I'm sorry?
Not if you're a child.
So, but if you had no other option.
In Flint. they
Oh,
found
well,
out
yeah, it was the lead, yeah.
One drink of water for a small child gives them enough lead.
Yeah, in a situation like that, yeah. Because, yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah.
So lucky we're
It
all.
depends on the lead. Yeah, the lead in the water is really bad for the small children and older people that have immune
It's small,
issues.
it's bad for us, but we're larger
Yeah.
organism. So for a small child with a developing mind, it's really dangerous.
Yeah. Oh, you had a question?
Yeah, well, just some input. My name's Miranda. I've been a distributor for many years. waters, and I grew up in the Bay Area, and I remember when I first became a distributor, I was really excited. I started making some sales, and I was over visiting my mother. She lived in the East Bay, in a little town called Orinda, and I think I was closing a sale on the phone, and she said, "What are you doing, honey?" or whatever, and I said, "Oh, I'm in this new business. I'm selling water filtration," and she said, "Oh, well, what are you doing that for?" And I tried to explain to her, the contaminants in the water and how it's proven to filter your water. And she said, "Oh, well, we have Hetchy water. It's the best. We don't need to filter it here." And then other people I've talked to, sometimes they'll counter whatever I'm saying. Like, our water department says it's okay, and I don't.
We'll discuss a little bit about that.
It's kind of like, how do you counter that?
The only thing you can do is you educate yourself on what you know. We talked about the water quality report and different ways you can see exactly what's in your water. Some things that you can tell them to educate them exactly what it is. And people are going to be, they're used to it. They're like, I grew up with this. I'm 50 years old. I never had an issue. And so you're going to have that. You're going to have that resistance because people don't like change, or they want to be told I need to do something else. So, but the only thing you can do really is just share your knowledge. Tell them, well, this is the water quality report. This is what it is. This is the statistics that we have. And they have to make an educated decision. You can't force it on people. The only thing you do is share it. Share what you know. Keep it consistent. Live the Multipure lifestyle. And maybe eventually they'll come around. Because sometimes it takes people 10, 20 times of hearing something before it sinks in, like, maybe I should make that change.
Yeah.
So if you're just consistent with your message, and you live a clean, healthy lifestyle, and you touch base with them every now and then, give them little facts and information, maybe something's going on in their community that you've heard, and just subtly share with them, that's all you can really do.
Good, thank you.
For me, I just wanted to address that. For me, at my house, because I have a filter at my kitchen, if I want to get a drink of water, if I'm getting the Hetchy, because I live in San Francisco, I have Hetchy water. If I want to get a glass of water, I have to leave the water going for probably 5 minutes to clean out all the pipes to be able to get the fresh water from the city. Otherwise, I'm drinking the water that's been sitting in the pipes all night. So with my filter, I just turn the water on, get a glass of water, turn the water off, because I know that the water that's been sitting in my pipes is contaminated because it's been sitting there for 24 hours or whatever. So I don't have to waste that water every time I want to get a drink. So that, to me, is well worth it. I don't have to spend gallons and gallons of water just in a glass.
Yeah, I always distinguish between the water and the water delivery system. That the water can be pristine, but by the time it's been treated and goes through the pipes, and it's forming trihalomethanes in your pipes as well as other stuff, it doesn't matter what the initial quality of the water is. And so I always just talk about the difference between the water and the water delivery system.
Exactly, and we're going to hit on some of these things as we go on here.
One other thing,